Hello and welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all well and thank you very much for coming over and watching another video. Now this video should have been done over a year ago. There's been issues why I haven't done it because I was concerned that it was going to inflict issues in the workshop, in restrictions on movement and this, that and the other, so I never got round to it. But I've now decided that I'm actually going to do it because I want to start turning bigger stuff on a lathe. So when I moved the lathe over a year ago, I bought the extension bar kit for the lathe to make the bed longer, and I also bought the outboard turning kit, which is sitting on a stool behind me, which is still in its box, never been out of the box. But I thought it was about time that I actually fitted it so I could start turning bigger stuff. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through how to install it, what's in the box. Like I said, I've not had out what's in the box yet, so it's going to be as fresh to you as it is to me. So let's go over, have a look what's in the box, and then we'll look at how it's going to be fitted. So I'll see you guys over at the box. So here is the CL3/B bowl turning attachment for CL series lathes. Now what this is an attachment so that you can outboard turn so you can turn bigger stuff. The CL4 has an issue where you can only turn a maximum of a 12-inch bowl. Well, this actually allows you to turn much bigger than that by turning outboard. You can see by the postage date that it actually was posted on the 1st of the 12th 21, and I would have received it next day. So it's been sat here for over a month, or over a year, sorry, in my store at the back. So I opened it a little while ago just to make sure everything was still in it, because obviously I never opened it. And what you get in it is you get the attachment that you connect to the lathe, because you have to replace one of the bolt and pillars for the bed bars, tool post, obviously an attachment for extending your tool post, because that is what goes into that, and then there's another attachment to bring you further out and along to do that, and then there's a bag of goodies for all the fittings. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set you up on a tripod, and then I'm going to go over to the lathe and I'm going to have a go at fitting this. I don't think it'll be too hard. I think there's only a few bolts to connect it, but like I say, the issue I've got is that I don't want it. You have to replace this piece here, and I don't want it to extrude too far out to affect my opening of my doors. So that's the issue I had, but it's time to do it. So let's do it and see how it looks. So the first job is to replace that with this. Now all this is an extension, so it brings your systems, brings your tool rest further out to allow, so when you swivel the head it gives you more room. And the way they've designed it is you replace this whole carrier that holds your bed bars. So what I'm hoping to be able to do is, rather than having to strip the whole lot off, I want to slide the headstock over to the end of the machine, other end of the machine, and then unbolt that, slacken off the bolt that end that holds the bed bars in, just enough so I can get a jack underneath it and just gently lift it enough to get this post out, excuse me, and then be able to slide the other one into it. So we haven't got to strip the whole machine down. That's the theory. Whether it'll work or not, I do not know. So first things first, let's move the airline, let's move the stream deck out of the way so they don't get damaged. We've got a bolt there that we might have to lift this over as what holds the feet on. But other than that, I don't think there's much else there. There's one big bolt go all the way through. But other than that, there ain't really a great deal holding it on. So let's get on with it and see what happens. So like I say, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to move this right over to the other end. Out of the way of the dust extraction. So that should take the weight off this end. Oh, look at them, I'll clean them while I've got them off. So what we can do now is I slacken off this bolt and the same bolt at the other end. That should allow my bed bars just to lift enough just to get this underneath it. So let's get a spanner. $18mm. So I'm going to take this one right out. Because obviously we've got to take this one right off. So then I'm going to slacken the other end. So we'll slacken the other end. So what I'm going to do is get a little jack. So a bit of board there, small jack, just a little tiny bottle jack, just to lift that. Don't need to lift major amounts of weight. Just a small block of wood to go on top of there. So I'll just drop that down a little bit. So I don't want to get too close to there, just in case we can't. Alright.
Many months later.
Thought that was the handle for that, but obviously not. So we'll use a screwdriver just to lift that up. Right. So what we want to do is just gently lift this up, just enough so we can get the bed bars out. Like that. So we've got to take that out now. Well dusty under there. Just clean that while we've got it out. And we're going to put this one back in. Just push it over. That's it. Now I think that lines up with that hole there, to be perfectly honest. So what I'm just going to do is I'm just going to lower them back down. Just so that puts the weight back on that. Like so. And I think there's a hole in there. I think it lines up with that hole. But let's do the proper thing and see if we can find some instructions and actually find out exactly how it fits together. No instructions, so that's what I'm going to rely on. I'm going to rely on that hole there to line up. So we'll have a look at our bag of goodies. I don't think we'll get any bits in there that actually go with that. So what we'll do is we'll put that back through there and put that nut back on, and then I'll find a 10mm bolt to go in there. So I was concerned that this was going to intrude over my cupboard opening, but it actually works out a lot better than I thought it did. That was part of the reason why I haven't fitted it, because when I put the cupboards in here and the lathe over here, I didn't realise it was going to be so close, but it's working out quite well. So like I said, it's not going to intrude, it's not going to affect me reaching over for my tools. Obviously you haven't got to leave all the attachments on it all the time, so that's another bonus. So it's going to work quite well. So I just wish I'd have done that a long while ago now. But hey ho, it is what it is. Right, so we're going to find a bolt to go in that hole there. Right, so I've got an M10 to go in that hole there. A washer and a nut. And I don't know, I reckon that just gives it a little bit more support when it actually fits on. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to get a tape measure and make sure it's parallel in there. So we've got 35mm, 35mm, 35mm. Right, so we'll just knit this one up. So nice and tight. Just get the other end back up. So they're nice and tight now. Bed bars are nice and secure. So I'm just going to get a 17mm spanner and do up that. Actually, I'm going to cheat, I'm going to use a socket. Be a 16. Because there's a flange nut, there'll be a 16. Right, so that's all nice and tight, secure. So I'm just going to get some cellulose thinners and clean those bed bars while we've got the head out of the way. Just clean, just where all the thinners and sand and sealer has been splashed over it over the last year or so. It's worth just giving it a bit of a clean now and again. Just clean the bed bars up. There you go. Right, so what we can do now is we can bring back our headstock. Nose heavy. So the idea of the outboard turning kit is so that you can move your headstock round and turn outboard. Great idea. My only concern is now that because these haven't got an external extended power supply, that you've got to lean over your piece to turn your machine on and off, which to me is not the safest. So I may look at whether I can design and make an external on and off power unit, whether I put a power plug on the side and then bring it on a flexi lead so that when I'm doing outboard turning I can connect it where it's safe. But to me that's a bit of a concern, because obviously you're leaning over your piece to turn it on and off, but we can address that later on. So that's the main piece fitted to the machine. So there are bits that go with that. So you have the first piece is this piece here, which goes on there like so. I would take it. No, maybe not, because it's got a nut there. That way, I reckon. And I would imagine that's bolted from the bottom like so. And then I would imagine that them locking things go into that. So let's get, there's no net any of this, what I can see. Right, on with it. I know what it is now. Right, so that goes through there like that. So that's locked in there. Got a washer and one of these goes onto there. So it's a pretty quick release. And then this would go onto there a similar way. So that goes onto there a similar way. everything's covered in grease and my hands are all sticky now. So the good thing is with this, all this can be removed when you're not using it, which is absolutely perfect for me. So I'm not going to be doing outboard turning all the time, but obviously if you do want to do it, you've got the facilities that you can do it. That's a long way up there, that bolt. Right, so that's like that. That one's like that. So this bolt obviously goes through there somehow to allow that to swivel. So we're going to put that in there. Just temporary at the moment because I'm not going to keep it in here. I'm just putting it in here for showing you guys the purpose. I'm going to start. Put my glasses on so I can see and help. Right. I think we've got it started. Right, so that allows that to obviously move. So then we'd lock that up to where we want it. Lock that one up to where we want it. And then the last piece of the puzzle is this piece here that goes into our tool holder, or a tool post holder. And this is the tool post. It's quite a flimsy tool post actually. It's only and it doesn't fit. It actually doesn't fit in the hole. Well, that's a marvellous idea. It's actually too big. Does our original tool post fit in there? Yes, original tool post will fit in, but the one that comes with the kit doesn't fit for some reason. Might be because there's some burrs on there. Perhaps just clean them burrs off. But like I say, this tool post is quite a flimsy tool post. It's a piece of hollow tubing. Perhaps wouldn't take a lot to dent or bend. Not a very good. You'd think it'd be a solid one like this, or something similar to the one that comes with the original lathe, maybe a longer one of these. But yeah, not a very good quality tool post. The amount of money you spend on the kit, not the best tool post in the world. But I may get this sorted out, cut this off here, because it's not, look at the welding on that. Look, absolutely atrocious. Blind man must have done that. And then I may just do get a piece of long bar and just do a long bar one. I think that'd be a bit better than a curved one like that. But anyway, that is basically how it fits. So you can move this wherever you want, you can move this wherever you want. So you can get quite a decent sized bowl in there. And then obviously your head would spin round to where you want it. So all the worrying I did about not having access has been for nothing, because I've got loads of access there, absolutely loads of it. I can get to my cupboard quite easily. Even with this kit on, I can still get to my tools over there. So really wish I'd have put this on a long time ago. And the good thing is, it's easy to remove as well. If I'm not using it, which I won't be using it a lot, I can take these two pieces off and just put them in a cupboard out of the way. And then they take a couple of minutes to put on, which is not a major issue. So yeah. So anyway, that is the Record Power CL turn attachment kit for the CL3, CL4. Hope it's an insight to what you've, hope it's, you know, if you've got a CL lathe. Good attachment, covered in grease. As you can see, my hands are all greasy, but I'll clean all that off with some methylated spirits. But like I say, it's actually taken me, what, 10 minutes to fit, and I'm ready for external turning or outboard turning. Like I say, the only concern I've got is with the power, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a look and see if I can bring a plug into the one side of that, bring an extension lead out with a start, stop, emergency stop, basically the same as this, emergency stop and start button on the external. I have actually got an external start stop button, so I could just wire that up, but I just need to see whether I could loop them out. I may email Record Power and have a word with them, see if they can recommend any way of doing it, but it may be just a case of looping into what's already there. But I'll look at that and I'll do another video on that if it's possible. So there you go, just a quick and short video about the CL attachment for outboard turning. Hope it helps. If there's any comments, then, or if there's any questions, should I say, leave me a comment. I will, if I can answer them, I will. I'm going to get hold of Record Power about that tool rest and see what they say about it. I might just rehone it and fit it myself, might be easier. I'm also going to have a look at playing around with the external start, stop, on, off. Even if I just got a stop and a start, I can alter the speed on the machine, which is not, because obviously when you're doing big stuff, you don't want mega speeds anyway, so that might not be so bad. But I'm definitely going to look at seeing whether I can put an external start stop on it as well. I have got an external start stop, it just needs some cable to it, but I will have a word with Record Power and see if they can recommend a way to connect it. So other than that, that's it really. Took me about 10 minutes to fit. Really surprised how quick it took me to fit, and I'm actually really pleased that it's not interfering with my cupboards or getting access to my tools, which was my main concern. So hopefully be able to turn some bigger stuff now, bigger than 12 inches, which would be absolutely amazing. So anyway guys, thanks for coming and watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you've enjoyed, then please smash that like and share button, get the word out there. If you're new to the channel and you're not subscribed, then please consider subscribing. Everybody is welcome, and if you subscribe, then hit that notification bell and then you'll be notified for my upcoming videos and live. So other than that, have a great time, speak to you soon, take care, and bye for now.